Want to know a secret? Promise not to tell. We are standing by, wishing well. Make a wish into the well, that's all you have to do. And if you hear it echoing, your wish will soon come true. This is the Disneyland Tag. I just cackled like a straight up evil. Hi guys and dolls, this is the Lady Damfino, and we're gonna do something different today. I'm taking off my vintage hat and putting on my Disney hat because as an ex-cast member, as a current pass holder, and longtime SoCal resident abuser of these Disneyland privileges, like living in a close proximity, I think I'm an excellent person to answer these questions. So let's get to it. It's very hot, guys. It's 95 degrees today. So just giving you the heads up. If I am a little shiny, that's what's happening. So, number 1 is which parks have I visited? Disneyland and California Adventure, obviously. But when I was 14, I took a trip with my mother and father. We had a family reunion in Orlando, and we visited the Magic Kingdom and Epcot. And my memory is foggy of the details. But I do remember going on, I think it was called Mission Earth or Spaceship Earth. You go through this like timeline of olden days into like new technology, and I remember feeling really mortal and just crying. So that's my number 1 memory from that vacation. Good times, Disney. Good times. Number 2 is my earliest park memory, and my memory is terrible. Like, if you know me, a blank canvas. I know I went as a wee baby, but I want to say one of my first memories was probably just being there as a kid and like getting pushed up to like Mickey or somebody and being like afraid of him, because even though I loved Mickey, I was like a super shy kid. I couldn't even order like food for myself at a restaurant, and I think I was just like overwhelmed with like, what do I so yeah. Number 3 is my favorite park, Disneyland, duh. I mean, come on, who are we kidding? Walt's Park, Disneyland, that's next question. Number 4 is which on-site hotels have you stayed at? Goose Egg, that's a 0. I live so close, no, I'm a girl on a budget, so unless someone wants to buy me a stay there, no, I've never had a reason to stay at a hotel. The Grand Californian lobby is beautiful. I've been there a lot, but no hotel stays for me. Sorry. Number 5 is what is my favorite Disney holiday photo? And I don't know. I mean, I could say maybe like a Disney holiday photo op, because I think like Small World all lit up is so beautiful during the holidays, but I never seem to get a picture there. It's always like too dark, or I look just tired and dumb. So I do have a holiday party photo from like the cast holiday party with myself and 2 friends, and at the time the hot ticket was Captain Jack Sparrow. So we're with Captain Jack, and we're all bundled up in like huge winter coats, and for some reason that makes me laugh a lot, so maybe that's my favorite holiday photo. Number 6 is my favorite Disney castle. I don't know what I'm doing. And if I'm gonna be honest, I've never seen it with my eyes, but Paris looks beautiful, right? I love Disneyland, but it is a little dwarfing, especially when people expect like the Walt Disney World castle and they see our castle. But why are they both Sleeping Beauty? Aren't they both Sleeping Beauty? There's like a bunch of princesses. Don't get me started on things I don't understand about Disney, but I wish they both were Sleeping Beauty. Number 7 is my favorite land or area. And although I used to work mostly on the west side of Disneyland, and I feel like I should say one of those areas, I love all of Disneyland. My heart is in Fantasyland. I think it is, something about it is very, like, magical, to be honest. I don't know if it's the princessy music or the fact that it's kind of quaint and self-encompassing. The fact that you can kind of see the castle from everywhere. Even when I used to work there in that area as a cast member, I feel like I had like some of the most amazing guest interactions there. So there's something about that area I think that kind of just brings that like Disney magic out of people a little more than anywhere else in the park, if that makes sense. So I think that's something that makes me love Fantasyland a little bit extra. Number 8 is my all-time favorite ride, and I have two that I hold like at the tippy tip top, and that's Small World and the carousel. And a lot of people think the carousel is like a really jippy answer because it seems like you could go on a carousel anywhere, but I think there's something really special about the carousel at Disney, with all the princess music and the fact that as you're going around you kind of see the castle and the rest of Fantasyland around you. I just don't think there's anything really like it. There's something for me that's like quintessentially what I love about Disney when I ride the carousel. So the carousel is my favorite, but Small World is a very close number 2. Number 9 is the most underrated ride, and I guess I would say the Matterhorn. I think out of all the big mountain rides, all the big kid rides, it's like the least popular, and a lot of people I know like think they should like really gut it and renovate it or like take it out, and I love it. I kind of love like the alpiney-ness of it. I love like the yodeling in the queue. I just think it's really sweet. I don't know. I don't know if it's actually underrated, but in my opinion, it's the most underrated for what it is. Especially if you go on at the fireworks. Go on the Matterhorn at fireworks. You won't regret it. Number 10 is the most overrated ride, and I'll probably get some hate for this, but it's Space Mountain, and I get a little bit of motion sickness with like the bigger rides nowadays because I'm getting old and it's just what happens to your body. But yeah, I would say Space Mountain, just because the line is always so long and I feel like I'd rather use my time elsewhere. And number 11 is my favorite show or parade, and that's the easiest thing ever, and it's Fantasmic. I used to work in New Orleans sometimes, and you'd get stuck at like this candy cart or this other cart that's like outside a haunted mansion, and it would be freezing and you're like dying, and you couldn't wear gloves because you couldn't use the register if you had gloves on, so it's just like your whole body is freezing. But when Fantasmic would come on, it was just magical, and I still know it all by heart. I used to perform it for people. I will sometimes still do that because that's just the kind of person I am, and it honestly still touches me like every time I watch it. I think it's just really, really special, and I don't care if that sounds cheesy, it is very true. Number 12 is, do you enjoy meeting characters? So it's a yes and no. Sometimes it goes better than others. I think when you're a big kid, sometimes characters don't know how to interact with you as much as if you're a smaller kid. So sometimes it can be a little strange, but overall, I do love meeting characters. I do it all the time, and I will continue to do it. Number 13, my writing is so sloppy, is which have I met, which characters, and who are my favorites. I assume this means like favorites to meet, not just favorite in general, and I can't make a list because it's most characters that they have I've met. And my favorites, I got really excited when I met Max from, the son of Goofy. The Goofy movie is one of my favorite Disney movies, so he's not out super often, so that made me really excited. I love seeing Aladdin because he's my Disney crush, And recently I've really loved meeting like the Marvel characters, Thor and Captain America. I think they're really cool. And I always like Mickey and Minnie and everything. They always like give you a hug. And it's like, I'm always just like, oh, hey, old friend. Like, it's great to see you. Because, like I said, I'm very cheesy. I'm very loyal to Mickey. He's kind of my favorite. He's always nice. So, it works for me. Number 14 is my favorite restaurant. And I'd probably say ambiance-wise, like the Blue Bayou is kind of untoppable. But food-wise, I love Cafe Orleans. I love the French onion soup. I love the pommes frites. Are amazing, and I can get a really good cappuccino there for a couple bucks. So it's usually a budget-friendly kind of restaurant, and always good, almost every time. And also, I mean, it's not a restaurant, but a churro cart or a Dole Whip, those are just as good, and always the yummiest in my tummiest. Number 15, a lot of questions. Do you have any Disney traditions? Not really. Like I said, I mean, when you go as often as I have, especially when you did work somewhere, a tradition is just not a reasonable idea to carry on. I watch the Dapper Dans. That's kind of a tradition. But my closest thing I probably have to a tradition is I always get a picture with the Main Street Indian. I don't know why I do this. I just meant, like, oh. That's it sounds horrible, but that's something I always do. He's just like a buddy, like, who's always there. I get older, he stays the same. Yeah. Number 16 is my most fond Disney park memory, and it's very difficult to say. I had a lot of amazing guest interactions that honestly, like, touch me all the time. A lot of really sweet things that people will tell you that are basically strangers who will meet you. I mean, I had people who would come to Disney on like a vacation once a year, and they would come back and still see me and like remember me and like start telling me all these things. So a lot of those kind of things are really, really fun. But if I'm just talking about something that happened as a guest, I would probably say the last trip I took before I quit with my mom. I used to always want one of those light up roses, but I feel like there's something you have to have bought for you, and like not that you buy yourself, just because it's kind of sad to me. I don't know. But she bought me a light up rose, and I remember going on the rides in Fantasyland one last time, and then like walking out through the castle on the way out. And that was the last time I had went to Disneyland for a few years until I bought a pass again. So it was like this bittersweet moment, but also like really just getting to think about how much Disneyland had kind of meant to me. I mean, it was my first real job, and ever since I was a little kid, I had wanted to work there. So it was it was like the most bittersweet, and also like thankful and kind of like amazing to think that I had always wanted to do that, and I did. So that would probably be my most fond memory. 17 is my favorite thing I ever bought in the park, and I didn't buy this myself, but it's like this little mini broochy button, and this was something that one of my relatives had bought for me on my first trip as a baby that I don't remember. So I do love this because I've always had it, and I tend to lose things a lot, but for some reason I just have always never lost it. I cared about it so much, I just made a point to not lose it. But I also love this ring a lot too, and I wear this probably once a week. I don't know if you can see it very well, but I think it was actually relatively inexpensive. I think I bought it there in like 2004 or 2005, and I get people asking me all the time, and unfortunately I've never seen another place that has them, but it's really, I love it. It's super like blingy, and it's made like amazing, because I mean there's all those stones. I've never lost one. It's awesome. And 18 is describe my dream Disney holiday. And to be honest, that's a very hard question. I don't really plan hypothetical holidays to that extent. I mean, I don't know the details. I suppose I would pick Paris Disneyland because it's kind of like the most, like, a place I would want to visit other surrounding areas on a dream vacation. I've always wanted to, like, visit Europe, which I've never done, so I would say that. As far as the things that would happen in the vacation, I would just, I would take my adventure there and then see what happens. I would hope it wasn't bad weather, and I would hope that it wasn't a very crowded day, and besides that, I would just leave it up to chance and see what happens. Because, I mean, in general, a day at Disney is still a pretty good day. Even if it gets bad, I mean, you're at Disney. So, that's a pretty sad way to end all the questions. Like, that's it, guys. No dreams for me. I have plenty of dreams. I mean, come on. It's just, I don't know the details. You'll have to tell me what your dream Disney vacation would be, right? So, let me know if you guys liked this. I know it's something a little bit different from the other videos I've done so far, but I got tagged and I had to do it. I'm such a fan, I just couldn't say no to Mickey, you know? Sorry. It's very hot. I don't know, the things I'm saying sometimes are very strange. Anyways, comment below what else you'd like to see. I think I'm going to be doing a tag on just Disney things, like kind of what my favorite characters are and favorite movies, and the things that, like, generally keep bringing me back to loving Disney. So let me know also if that sounds good to you. So subscribe if you haven't, and comment, like, blah, 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 blah. You know what to do. I'll see you guys soon. Good night.